thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I absolutely love the show, especially the last episode. It was so cool. Oh my god, it was really great. And I honestly didn't expect to see the Scarlet Scarab in the MCU. So it was really cool.
Really, people, there were all these theories going out, and I was just like, man, I really just wanted it to shock people. So that makes me happy that you had no idea.
Well, I thought for sure Khonshu was gonna use Layla as next avatar, and so I was really surprised when it was Tawaret, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh
Layla, the Night
yes,
Star.
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
great.
That would have been so interesting if suddenly like Moon Knight turns into Layla.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
eh, all these cool options, but yeah. And friends would keep asking me, and people would say like Layla Miller, and I was like, I don't even know who that is. But cool. It's
Yeah.
just
So how does it feel to be the first Egyptian superhero in the MCU?
there are no words. Honestly, I I'm so grateful to be in the Marvel universe. There's
Yeah,
so much genius behind it. It's so creative. Everyone that has built these characters, and then the comics even before that. What's really making me most happy are the responses that I'm receiving
yeah,
online from people and reading about how they feel seen and how I might look like them, or especially how we might have the same hair. Suddenly, the hair thing is becoming everything
yeah.
because I don't know if there have been many superheroes with curly hair. So to have someone feel like they can accept themselves a little more because of a character I played, that feels like the superhero. That feels like the power.
Yeah. And how did it feel to wear the Scarlet Scarab suit once you actually wore it?
I didn't notice it until I went into the studio and then saw everyone's reaction to it because we were just like quickly put it on, and then over time it almost became like a ritual putting it on because it was like
Yeah,
leggings, the boots, the top kind of corset part, and then this little scarab in the back, and then the arm pieces, and um it was really special, and nothing compares to when you see it
oh
with the
yeah.
VFX. You know, I definitely wasn't carrying those wings around. So that intro scene was the establishing shot was it was really fun for even me to see. Like I didn't know what to expect when we had shot that little scene.
I gotta say, when the wings came out, I went completely nuts. I really, wow, it was a great scene. So, um,
Gosh.
yeah. So, what were the most challenging aspects of shooting the climax with Oscar and Ethan at the end with the battle?
Um, a, a really challenging scene for me that maybe no one will ever even notice because it wasn't that long and Layla's
Yeah,
not the important character in it, was when Mark comes to and he's holding Harrow
yeah,
with Harrow's like cane on him, and he
yeah,
realizes is having an idea of what's going on, you know, asking Steven, and then turns around, and then you see Khonshu and Amit in the background fighting, and then Layla's like, Mark, is that you? That line, for some reason, that moment was so challenging for me because there's so much going on.
yeah,
There is fire, there are people that are dead. We're aware of what we're alluding to and what's happened and how vicious it was, even though we never saw it.
yeah.
And then they're like, oh, and then up there is Khonshu and Amit. Okay, so that's going on too, May. And I was just like, how am I gonna sell this moment right now without like I'm not gonna start crying. I'm not gonna make this a what is happening kind of situation. And it was more a shock as
Yeah.
an actor and for what I felt Layla or Scarlet Scarab would experience. Um, And for some reason, it was hard. And Muhammad would come back and be like, hey, maybe it's this. And then Oscar came to me and gave me a note. And then Ethan was like, you know, May, and this is all at different times.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like you're asking and this, and I was just like, wow, I'm clearly not getting this moment down, and there was something just sticky about it. And then finally we got it, and I was like, great. And they're like, do you want to go again? And I was like, no, we're moving on. It's enough. Who would have known?
Yeah, I mean, it was probably the moment that shocked me the most was when they cut back to it was, I think Mark was lying down and then he was with the Arthur's cane. I was like, what's going on? Oh my God. And then
Yeah,
at the end we know that
yeah.
it's Jake Lockley, but you know, don't
And you have
know.
to sell it. You have to sell
Yeah.
that something crazy just happened.
Yeah. Um, well, I think that brings me back to the question. Do you think the events that occurred in the series Moon Knight were real in any way?
Oh, because you're saying because he wakes up and he's back
He
in bed.
wakes up and we don't know what's going on. It blurs the line between fiction and reality. And at times I was even questioning, well, is what I'm seeing even real? Is it really happening?
It's all a mystery, isn't
Yeah,
it? We have
yeah.
to keep it a mystery because that's how we can expand on it.
And in the entire series, I believe that Layla has a very complex relationship with Stephen and Mark. Um, I'm wondering what were some of the most challenging aspects of building an effective relationship between Layla and the multiple personalities of Oscar Isaac, Stephen Grant, and Mark Spector.
Oscar was so good at
Yeah,
embodying both characters, and that really helped me because I didn't have to be like, wait, are you? Well, number one, I knew what scene I was playing, so I knew if it was Steven or Mark, but I could just feel it off him,
yeah,
and my energy would change depending on who I was playing against. And naturally, Mark has such a hard exterior for his own reasons, but they're
mhm,
there. And I would just work off of that. And then there were a few challenging moments with Steven, um, which turned out sweet, like the being honesty
yeah,
moment. Then at the end of episode 3, and I had to really speak to Oscar about those moments. I'd be like, I'm feeling a little stuck, and we'd work through it. Um, and he said it so well. He was like, when you love someone so much, there's always some pain under that, right? And
yeah,
in this situation, there's a lot of pain because of Mark and what's
yeah,
going on there. And then there's Steven now, and it's almost like this is so complex. If this was just a reality TV show or a show just about them, we'd
mhm,
be able to dive in. But there's no time to dive into the feelings now
yeah,
because we have to save the world. And it's that was what was challenging, was how do we be truthful to this situation and also know that we have to figure out a constellation in the sky. And
yeah.
that's important. Yeah.
And in the entire series, which scene was your favorite to shoot and why?
There are two. There are two.
Okay.
One was the asylum
Yes.
because I
Yes.
I was given like nothing on the page, and I love to use Helena Bonham Carter as inspiration because I feel like she milks everything she's
Yeah.
given, especially in Harry Potter. Every time
Oh
Bellatrix
my
is
God.
facing
Yeah.
there, I'm
Yeah.
so excited, and I was like, what would Helena do right now? And I mean, I didn't like live by that, but in that moment, I was just like, I just feel like she's so free, and how can I bring out that freedom when Layla is generally held together in many ways, and she's got these protective um, blocks or whatnot. And so I walked around the room, and I noticed some marshmallows, and I grabbed one, and then I was enjoying it myself, and then I thought I'm just gonna keep it with me in the scene. And I just had so much fun with that. And I like played with the lines, and yeah, it was cool. And when I went close, Oscar wasn't even there. That was just a camera. So I was just messing around with different things, and luckily it came out well. And then the next one was in the final episode when Towerette possesses
Yeah.
Lay, because I didn't know that I was gonna have to do that. That was 30 minutes before I we shot that scene. Mohammed came to me and had that realization that it has to go that way. And I had to work with Antonia Salib, who plays Towerette, in front of a mirror, and I just kept telling her, keep saying your lines, keep keep going through the body language, and I'm just gonna keep copy you and copy you and copy you because I hadn't had her lines memorized either. Um, so we did that for what 10 minutes and then ran to sets, and it was really freeing because I just got to throw myself in, and I couldn't I couldn't really be too in my head, which at the end was a thrill.
Yeah, both scenes were great, by the way. I mean, really, really creative as well, and I really loved the asylum scene in particular, because then after that I was like, well, okay, well, maybe the entirety of the show, what we saw, episodes 1, 2, 3, were all a fabric of Mark's imagination. So I was like, well, okay, well, what's going on? Where do you think we'll see Layla next in the MCU?
I don't know. I
You don't
wouldn't
know?
know. But for anyone listening, throw me anywhere. I would be really excited. There's so many women that I would love to act with. I love Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I had an interview with Oscar and then he said Blade, and then suddenly I was like, wait, I would like Blade too because I know Ursula. We've acted together before. That would be fun. Um, so yeah, everyone is just so great in it.
Well, that was incredible. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. The show is amazing. You can tell I just I just
I'm
love it.
like high off of your energy now. I'm loving it. Thank
It's
you.
so good. I literally, after episode 6, I watched it like, I don't know, it was like 7 a.m. After that, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Up that early?
Yeah, well, I was interviewing the cinematographer on that day, so I had to watch it early to prepare my questions, and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. Like, wow.
So happy you liked it. I'm
Yeah,
really
like this is honestly top 5 MCU, like easily amazing. So
gosh, thanks. Thank you.
thank you. It was a lot of fun.